If there is any season where you should pay a little bit more attention into your internal glow up, fall is the season for you. Fall is the season where we usually cocoon ourselves and have a look at our year, what has been and what it is that we now are able to harvest. It is a perfect season to take that little extra shot, like a ginger shot to our soul, to let ourselves know a little bit more what it is that we now want to pay attention to, how it is that we want to feel a little bit extra energized. Because during autumn, we can also get a little bit lowered in energy because the energies are getting a little bit slower, so that's why we feel like that. We can also feel that things start to stagnate for us, and for some of us, we can get a little bit overwhelmed. Some really love autumn, and some are in between, like I am. Like I'm improving every single year. I start to love autumn and fall more and more and more, but that has not always been the case for me. So this fall I really making that extra crisp into the fall season, and I wanted to come here to you today to talk about this. I wanted to talk about how we can glow up internally, and I will talk about what I see is the most important for us to pay attention to now in order for us to feel that we are energized and glowing from within. And I will also guide you with journaling prompts throughout this video. So either you can pause and follow through with the journaling. I prefer it that way, but you can also, save the video for later, revisit it. You can write down the prompts and then doing the prompts, or you can just like pause and think through. I know that not all people do like to write down. That is just what I prefer, and that is just what I believe can at some points be a little bit more helpful, but you decide what's working for you. So since fall is one of the best seasons where we can pay attention to our internal glow up, we should also pay attention to what it is that doesn't serve us any longer. This is a season where we focus on what it is that we've been doing this year, like until now, and what we are now able to harvest. And while looking through that harvest, we might see that, okay, this haven't grown in the way that I wanted to, or this haven't grown at all. It doesn't look like it's growing in the direction that I want it to be, right? So we have to go around in our internal field and have a look at what is it that we truly believe that can be of a harvest right now, and what is it that we truly want to harvest, and what is it that doesn't serve us. So because of that, your first journaling prompt is, what era is ending now? What do I say no to? I would say take one thing, because many times we are like, I don't want this and I want this and this I'm gonna say no to, and this is, but when it comes to an era, is big. When it comes to our era, we make a really big promise to ourselves. We make a vow to ourselves that, okay, this is not longer a part of our journey ahead. So what I normally do when I'm thinking like what is it, what type of era is ending for me, it's important that I really dig deeper into, okay, what has not been working for me this year, and what do my soul really feel that, you know what, we are done with this. Okay, it doesn't actually have to be like for the full year. I'm a person who do things with seasons, and I have also a personal goal of doing things quicker and quicker, because I believe that we can do our internal journey much quicker than we have done from before. Not that we're stressing it through, but just because we can make it easier, and the more that you are nurturing your soul, the quicker you also get. So because of that, for a couple of months ago, I was so done with worrying. I was so done with worrying. I felt it within my soul fully, like I'm so done with worrying. I could notice with myself that I was turning into this type of habits and thought patterns of worrying or thinking through a certain type of scenario, quickly running into different type of assumptions and conclusions. And though this is something which I'm very aware of and have been working with many years now, like growing and doing internal growth in regards to that, I felt that no, this is the last thing. Now I'm done with this. And of course, I know that worrying is a thing that has, for me, been quite like huge in my life. So because of that, I also know that, yeah, maybe that energy will revisit once in a while. Maybe that will happen one day or two or whatever it might be. It's not about that. It's not about like erasing totally something. This is about making a high commitment to myself that I'm going to do whatever it is that it takes so that I don't worry unnecessarily, because worrying is great if you kind of need it in a situation. You always have to listen into like the how we are functioned and when we actually use this kind of feelings for the better. But at many times my worrying is unnecessary for me, and because of that I was like, I'm done with it. No, I'm done with it. So that's kind of the first question to take you through, and it can be whatever. It can be that, okay, I'm tired of lacking. I'm tired of feeling that I want something. That is the kind of thing that I'm going through a lot right now. Like, when is it that I say that I desire something and it's only a vibration of happiness and joy towards that desire? Or is there any type of vibration to that desire that tells otherwise, that tell me that I don't have this, I'm lacking this, I feel poor from within, right? The glow up starts with being. So your next question is, what vibration do I want to be this season? What do I want to truly embody this season? And I would give myself 1 to 5 different vibrations. And this is a little bit related to what I said from before. What I noticed with myself, what I noticed with so many people, and especially because we have a lot of like manifestation content going around, which is really good, which is really helpful. Not saying anything about that, but we talk a lot about visualizing. We talk a lot about of picturing our desire. And though I believe that that is a very important part in the manifestation process as well, and in the process of getting what it is that you're desiring, we can sometimes end up forgetting about the most important piece, which is the being, which is to be and feel and be that person that it is that you desire, because or else how can you even become that person, right? It's not about becoming, it is about being, and that we practice that on a regular basis. And what I notice that many people do is that they start to think about their kind of goal, a very tunnel visual goal. This is the goal I want to accomplish. So if I want to accomplish this type of goal, I need to be this type of person, I need to have this type of habits, which is a really great process in itself. Don't get me wrong here, I do it as well. But what we forget is to start with the foundation. And the foundation is your vibration. So whatever it is that I have as a goals, I don't necessarily look at them. Many years back now, I've been instead looking into what feeling is it that I want to be? What feeling is it that I want to evoke? What is it? What type of vibration is it that I want to hold? What type of vibration is it that I want to evolve? And this vibration goes hand in hand with my other type of goals, like the more a little bit tangible goals, or the more day-to-day goals, or habit changes, or whatever it might be. But it is so important, because then I know that if I change my vibration, I will always feel fulfilled. I will always feel that I have what it is that I want. I'm not going around and desiring and looking for the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But I feel very great within, because I'm just acting and being in a certain type of vibration. And that certain type of vibration don't need a certain type of strategy, or a certain type of plans, or a certain type of money, or another type of support in order for me to have that. It just needs me. It just needs me. So for instance, you can have that, okay, you're realizing that you want a little bit more freedom. You maybe want to feel a little bit more appreciation and gratitude towards your days. You maybe also want the vibration of, I want to be fulfilled. Whatever it is for you, like write down 1 to 5 different kind of vibrations that you want to be in this season. And then from that point, you check around, okay, how can I be that vibration? How can I be more free? What is it that I need to do? And then you can go into your daily tasks or your everyday life, right? And see that, okay, where in my everyday life do I not feel this kind of freedom? Where in my everyday life do I need to make a certain type of adjustment in order for me to feel more freedom? Is there a certain type of attitude I can have that gives me more freedom? Is there a certain type of assumption I can have that gives me more freedom? Right? So you look at that type of vibration that you want to keep, and how can you go ahead and do that? So that is definitely the vibe for me, and has been the vibe for me for, as I said, a long time. And it was then and only then I could really feel fulfilled in the now, and continue to just being happy and allowing my desires to come in. So one vibe for me is definitely to feel into the unknown. That is one thing that I have for as a vibration shift in this fall season, in order for me to internally glow up. I've been feeling for a while that I have so many questions in regards to my future business. I have so many questions in regards to like fun questions, but in regards to that, where do I really want to be? What it is that I really want to amplify in my life right now? And because of that, I've been walking around a little bit in this kind of mental state of asking question, figuring out. I'm not really getting the answers, and because I'm not really getting the answers, I've just realized that then that's not the answer. It's not the answer to ask more questions. It's not the answer to have or know the strategy, because many times I know the strategies, but this is me turning into another version of myself, a version of myself that haven't been trying on so much, and just saying like, hey, you know what, it's okay for me to not really have the answers right now. I can totally vibe with that. I can totally vibe with that for a while, and let's see what's happening. I can totally vibe with just asking myself on everyday basis, like, what do I feel inspired by to do? And I can do that. I can follow that and just see what happens. I can say, I feel for doing this, and I have no idea what this is going to bring me or not bring me. But I follow my intuition. I follow my inspiration. I'm going like full blown into that thing. That is my kind of new era for me. Next question is, what is the main supporting energy that I should have this fall season? If I can choose one type of energy in order for me to support this type of vibe, support this type of internal goals, or whatever it is that we are supposed to call it, right? In order for me to do that, how can I support myself? What type of energy do I need the most? So let's say the example for, and we take the example for me for allowance, right? What is the supporting energy that I need? So maybe the supporting energy I need is acceptance, or it maybe is playfulness, because maybe I just need to get into my playfulness to feel the inspiration, right? So whatever it is for you, like, figure out what is the main supporting energy that you can have that will support this type of transition to happen for you. Next question is, how do I want to evolve spiritually this season? I see self-care as type of the portal for spiritual growth. Self-care is something which I see many people start with. For a couple of years back, I was the one who started with self-care as well. Like, it's really the portal into spiritually evolve. So why not start with it? Why not start with it instead? Because you will get there. I feel the less force into working out, into getting my body in physical shape at this moment, because of my spirituality. I have been using the most face masks in my life because of my spirituality. I am nurturing my body with the best food for my body because of my spirituality. Self-care didn't do that for me. Self-care didn't help me with the consistency. Self-care didn't help me with really get into the depths of what it is that I needed. Spirituality did. So if there's anything that you want to do in order for you to glow up internally this season, pay less attention to your self-care. This might sound weird. And more attention to your spirituality. Because with that, you will also be taking care of yourself. You will, like, I have so beautiful showers with myself. I really taking care of my temple. But that is because of that I have evolved spiritually. So all of that will come. And I noticed that self-care was almost a way to polishing a little bit on the surface, to scrap a little bit on the surface, but not being able to truly go into me. And for many years back, I also used self-care as a way of maintenance. It was like, okay, I need this kind of maintenance. I need to fix this. I have this as a chore. So I kept myself busy with chores. I kept myself busy with self-care on a daily basis, but I didn't evolve so much personally. Actually, I didn't evolve so much in how I felt from within. It helped to some extent. Yes, it did. It helped to some extent, and it opened up new perspectives for me. So I'm not saying, like, don't take me wrong here, I'm not saying that you should not do self-care and self-care is not good or anything like that. I'm really prone for self-care. What I'm saying is that if there is any question that you should ask yourself between how do I evolve with my self-care or how do I evolve spiritually, I would say go for how do I evolve spiritually first, because that is really what will also lead later into self-care. But you will go into the depths of your soul, what your soul really needs and nourishes of, and being taken care of at this moment. I'm telling you, the real transcendence is alchemized from within. So next, I have 2 journaling prompts left. The next one is, what do I want to do a lot of? Plenty of this fall. Think about when you were a child. Go back to a happy memory. I know for some it can be a little bit difficult. I actually personally have difficulty sometimes going back to a happy memory. So I feel you in that case. But really tap into a happy memory. I know you can do it. Okay, I know you can do it. Tap into a happy memory when you were playing a lot, when you maybe were in kind of a season of yourself when you wanted to play a lot of Pokemon games. Day in or day out, you wanted to play the computer game Worms. Day in or day out, you wanted to play, you know, King outside. I don't know if all countries have King. When you wanted to run out to the breaks and just play football all the time, all the time, all the time. When you know you were in that zone that you wanted so much of it. You wanted plenty of it. And this happiness we take away quite much in the adulthood. We say and give ourselves permission at some points to give ourselves a little bit time and space for our hobbies, but how often do we actually give ourselves the permission to do it plenty, to do it a lot? And it's also a lot of people that right now are awakening to that type of frequency that they want to connect to higher sense of abundance. So that's why we also need to tap into plenty, right? We have to tap into overflow of something. And we are forgetting that then we have to tap into overflow in our behaviors, in our attitudes, in how we view life. If you think about like as a child and thinking that, okay, I love to paint, or I love to do tarot, or I love to do yoga, or I have no idea what you love to do, play an instrument, whatever it might be, right? I love to do it and I give myself the permission to do it plenty. I give myself the permission to feel this overflow of this sensation that I get when I do this. Wow, you're connected to a high frequency abundance. You're connected to a high frequency of abundance in that moment, right? And that is really spreading, evaporating, and you will, like I say this often, if you change a certain type of behavior, if you change a certain type of attitude in one area, when it feels so good to you, you can guarantee that for sure it will be spread in other areas in your life too. So start where it's easy, start where it's fun, okay? Give yourself plenty this fall. This is what I'm saying. So ask yourself, what is it that I want to give myself plenty of? What can I give myself plenty of this fall? When I was little, I had some certain type of books that I borrowed from the library over and over and over again. And that is also a kind of thing that we don't do when we are becoming adults. We are turning into this that, okay, now I'm gonna grab a new type of information. Now I'm gonna grab a new type of book. But if we really enjoyed a book, why can't we read that book twice, 3 times, 4 times, whatever? Why can't we soak ourselves into the peace and the kind of mindful state that we do when we're reading something and really like getting in tune with that kind of information. The next and the last question for how you can glow up internally this fall: what and who will amplify me this fall? So thinking through the all type of vibrations that you've been setting for yourself, like you have a certain type of goal, or maybe feel more free. You have maybe have a goal to feel more fulfilled. You maybe have a goal to feel more peaceful. Allow things to flow into your life, whatever it might be for you, right? And then we of course also need something to amplify this, and we have to pay attention to what people we are with, what type of environments we are, that helps us to amplify this type of desire that we have for ourselves. And the fun part is that sometimes I don't think that we know at this point, like many of us know at this point and have been growing into this understanding of that I will not pay my attention to, or I will not like be with people that don't bring me energy, or that don't bring me that well energy. But what I notice many times is that we can sometimes settle, and we can sometimes see that this person have these and these and these qualities, and this is good for me. Well, some days I don't feel like really at the best with those people, and so forth. And even though we're all people that have our ups and downs and everything like that, I like us to really feel through if that person is amplifying us. We feel at the most of the time very good in that person's company, and we never feel like bad about ourselves. We never feel as we have to perform or do anything like special for that person. Like those kind of energies, I don't feel that that is a good vibe. But like if we feel that the person is giving us a lot of energy or not, and also choose wisely, like those people that you want to spend the most time with, what type of people are those, and what type of people, like what type of qualities they have, what is it that you want to amplify in your life. I've noticed actually for this season, I feel that people who are quite simple-minded will work well for me right now. And what I mean with simple-minded is that they have a certain wavelength of simplicity, and they are very intentional, and they are like deep in their souls and everything like that. Like I like those type of souls, but they are just very simple in a very good way. Do you understand what I mean? They are meditative, they are very mindful. Those type of people will amplify me at this moment in time. So even though I have other people who have beautiful qualities and have other type of qualities, maybe I will spend a little bit more time with those people that I know that are a little bit more like simple in their minds, a little bit more meditative in their minds, right? You know, sometimes I have these areas that, okay, now I need a person who is very uplifting, or I need a person who helps me to expand myself, and expand in what type of way, and so forth, right? So then I also look through to the people that I follow, the people that I listen to, you know, on podcasts, on YouTube, and so forth, right? Is it a certain type of habit that will amplify you? Is it a certain type of mindset that will amplify you? Is there a certain type of way of being? Is there a certain type of like a change in perspective? What is it that will really amplify and help you going in these energies, in this new vibration that you want to create for yourself in order for you to internally glow up this fall? So this was all that I had for today. If you want to dig very deep into your vibration, I would recommend you to check out my coaching package, Better Vibe. In this coaching package, we're totally transforming our energy. We are not recognizing ourselves any longer, because that is how we glow from within. This is a coaching package where we go deep into what type of vibration is it that I'm holding, what is taking on to my vibration the most. Is it different type of thoughts I have, behaviors I have, attitudes I have? What is it? Is it the way how I talk to myself? So we're also looking at your goals and things in your life where you feel haven't gone so well, or things in your life where you want to see another type of progress. And we're looking into the deeper core, the deeper foundation of what it is that you want out of that result. So you're not just gaining some certain type of success and then realize that that wasn't it, or you really realize that you're still hungry for more. No, we're taking our power back by tuning into our vibration. So this is a 6-week coaching package where we get into how can you support yourself internally. What is it that we need? What kind of internal support resources do we need in order for us to totally transform our energy? Not feeling low in energies in the end of the day, not feeling that we are going up and down in mood swings, not feeling that we have good periods and good days and good seasons in our life, and then we fall back into lower and what we perceive it as bad seasons in our lives, right? People will start to notice that there is something happening, there is something changing, there is something weird, different in a good way with you, because we are truly tapping into the vibration that you are meant to hold in this lifetime. So if you're interested, you have the information in the description. I hope that this was so helpful for you today. I hope that you are like glowing up, like feeling so glowed up from within, that you're feeling this kind of fall crisp within your soul this season. Please share what type of journal prompt that you prefer the most. Give your like if you want similar videos like this, and I'm looking forward to see your glow up, feel your glow up in the air this fall season. Take so good much care of yourself and keep on listening to your within talks. Bye.